Nicole Kidman was sitting down to the front.
Are you method, Nicole Kidman?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
I can
really?
do an autopsy.
Oh my God! Wow, that's amazing.
I can.
The angels and also the demons are the exact opposite. All their knowledge was infused. So they know exactly what the essence and nature of every created thing that exists.
And it's said in the book of Revelation that the Euphrates River is going to dry up, and when it does, a fallen angel is coming out.
Welcome back to The Wizard's Fish. If you enjoy these type of videos, be sure to check out the backup YouTube channel, Wizard's Fishbowl. And if you want to see the stuff that YouTube won't allow me to show, check out the Rumble channel, The Wizard's Fish. Both are completely free, and the links are in this channel's bio. Other than that, we will jump into things as usual, so viewer discretion is advised, and everything that you see in here is for entertainment purposes only. Let's get into it.
So Shakira says, we are all inheritors of Abrahamic culture, therefore we are all Israel. All right, let me give you a little tip. You ready for this? Whenever you hear a celebrity say something crazy like that, you just come over here to the DOJ website, justice.gov/Epstein, type in their name, in this case, Shakira, and boom, there we go. Email between Jeffrey Epstein and Boris Nikolic. Would you like to come to the Westin? I will be with Shakira, wink, wink, every single time, allegedly.
I knew it was cold, bro. Ice is bouncing off of me, dog. Do you see this? Rain doesn't, bro, it hurts a little bit. Bro, what's happening? What's going on? Bro, it's bouncing off, bro. You're not supposed to be able to catch rain in your hand. I'm catching little snowflakes in my hand, bro. You're not supposed to be able to catch rain, dog. It's bouncing out of my hand, dude.
You know what? There has to be a new drug out there that only he's taking.
I knew it was cold. I knew it was cold, but to bounce rain in ice form off my body? What's happening right now, bro? This is mind-blowing my mind, bro. My mind's blown.
The angels and also the demons are the exact opposite. All their knowledge was infused. So they know exactly what the essence and nature of every created thing that exists. And this is actually a diagnostic that you can use in session, because we get people that try and fake that they're possessed. And, there's a variety of reasons why they do that. And so we will, one of the things is if you ask them a technical, theological, or philosophical question, if it's a human being, you can see they have to think about it, and then they'll kind of reason their way through it. That's not how demons work. They'll immediately give you the answer, just immediate. They'll just say it's X. And they don't have to think, because for them, all their knowledge is infused, both the concepts, but then as things occur.
Have you ever seen demons answer esoteric questions?
Yes. Yeah. There's been cases, I had a case.
And it cuts out.
Search up people try jumping. Just like that. People try jumping, or people can't jump. And before you think I'm making fun of obese people, no. Almost every video is a normal BMI within healthy range person.
Yeah. And he was not lying. Y'all, what is going on here? Like, y'all, it's serious. They even have jump coaches out. Look, what was that? What was that?
I think these people are all products of far too much screen time.
What? Dog, please explain this, y'all. Why can't people jump anymore? Y'all remember that movie with Wesley Snipes? White Men Can't Jump? What is that? Y'all, and the crazy thing is, this is Generation Z. This is the people in their late 20s, man, early 30s. They can't jump. What is going on? They told us in the movies. Whoa. She's only 29 years old, bro, and she can't jump. Is this the reason why they call them Generation Z? Bro, I told y'all there's a reason why. There's a reason for everything. But bro, she can barely. Oh no.
Go down, jump up, step down. Boom, jump up, step down. I want you to give me 10 reps. Try to jump up. It's got like a skip. You can't jump up?
I barely feel my legs, sir. What's going on? Yeah,
That's sad.
We're at the end of the simulation. This is the great reset, bro. We're at the end. There's got to be something going on in the water and the food and the air and the atmosphere. The iPads, something is going on, y'all. It's not making sense. But let me know what you guys think about this video, man. This is some very interesting times that we are in, man. Huh? The shift is here. Let's continue to get it, y'all. Peace in.
Oh dear. Some migrants have set light to St. Patrick's burial site. Couldn't have done anything much worse. Even the British didn't do that when they invaded. I think that's the end of it, really. Ireland will stand against this one. And what are we doing in the UK? Are we waiting for something like that? Are we waiting for Nelson's Column to be torn down? What are we waiting for? Because we've been waiting too long. And things have got to change. And they've got to change now. Keep your eyes open, patriots. Things are changing globally.
Breaking news from Off the Curb Ministries. The Euphrates River, 5 years ago, the water level was like up to here on this tower.
Oh, wow.
It's drying up. And it said in the book of Revelation that the Euphrates River is going to dry up. And when it does, a fallen angel is coming out. And this just so happens to be around the same time that conflict in the Middle East is happening. Famine in the Middle East is happening. So there's multiple countries going against each other. And we're having crazy earthquakes this week. California, Japan, Venezuela. Nation will go to war against nation. We're seeing that. Kingdom against kingdom. There will be earthquakes in many parts of the world, as well as famines. But this is only the first of the birth pains, with more to come. So this is part of the reason why people, I think they did a poll and it was like 40% of Americans believe that we are in the end time.
So this is a park in downtown Calgary. And this is the Sephiroth, the Tree of Life in Kabbalah.
This is my province.
Overlaid on one another. And as you can see, they line up, the spheres line up almost perfectly with some of the statues and placements of the icons there. So the library actually lines up perfectly with the sphere of Da'at, which is the sphere of knowledge, which is the crossing of the abyss. So I don't know what this means, but the Freemason Lodge is just to the left. And I don't know what's going on here, but this is certainly something that caught my eye. And it could be symbolic, really. It could be symbolic of, you know, the esoteric and the occult and what's hidden, and the hidden esoteric sciences that aren't really being discussed and that are kind of gate-kept for, you know, those few occult orders and secret societies. And really it is coming back to understanding the mysteries and understanding the esoteric and realizing that we have access to these powers. I used to practice Kabbalah. I don't anymore. I'm just kind of focusing on simple things, but there's so much to be understood within Jewish mysticism, and it's not to be seen as something that is evil or bad or black magic. Certainly there is dark magic within Kabbalah, but the Tree of Life is a symbol of the life-giving spirit.
Yeah, I don't agree with this stuff.
God, and each sphere is a sphere of consciousness in which you can ascend to, and there's angels in those spheres that can do it. So I don't know why we have this in downtown Calgary, but it certainly seems a little, it seems very calculated to me. So let me know what you think.
The internet did its thing and took the license plate from the back of the SUV that transported Charlie Kirk to the hospital and found the VIN number and pulled the Carfax report, which tells us that this vehicle was first purchased in Utah on February 5th, 2025, just a few months before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And that date, February 5th, just sounded so familiar to me. And then it dawned on me, that is the exact date that the Utah FBI field office appointed their new director. Now tell me, what are the odds of that? Especially since a GMC Yukon Denali is commonly used as an FBI vehicle at the local field offices. After the SUV was used to transport Charlie Kirk to the hospital, the captain's seats were removed and parts of the floorboard were stripped. Now, people are wondering why the SUV wasn't admitted as evidence, but as this person puts it, the SUV wasn't used in a crime, so there's no evidence in it. So then why not just get the car detailed? Why go to this length? The vehicle was then run through a car auction and purchased by its second owner to someone who lives in California. Now, somebody very, very close to me is in the auction car business and told me that is very odd to auction a car to somebody in California versus Utah where the car was, because the transportation fee would be astronomical. But it crossed state lines and then was inspected by Jessup Auto Plaza. The owner of that dealership just happens to be a retired United States Air Force captain. Now, there's a lot of weird things going on with this Denali, including the license plate that has the number 33 in it. What I want to know is who first purchased this vehicle in Utah in February? And why was it stripped down and auctioned off to an owner in a different state? As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
It was all an act, in my opinion. Oh, wow. Damn. That had to be so loud. This is going back like years ago. Nothing current.
What kind of sick and twisted demonic ritual went down at the Electric Forest Festival, and how does no one even know about this? I haven't seen one person talk about this or one mainstream media news website post about it. They found a baby, a newborn baby, inside of a porta potty at this music festival. So this event is huge. Tens of thousands of people attended, and it happens in Michigan over a few days. One morning, someone came in to do maintenance. One of the employees, he walked into the porta potty, probably trying to clean it out or whatever, and he finds a newborn baby. And some articles are saying, again, this is not being posted by any big mainstream news company, so we don't really know exactly what's going on. Some articles are saying he found the fluids and the placenta and everything that goes along with giving birth. And now all we know is that they're trying to look for the mother of this baby, because this is the most insane thing that anyone has ever heard. Giving birth to a newborn baby, the baby dies at a music festival, and no one knows what happened. Not only that, a group of people attending the festival, they reported their friend missing, and then, of course, the police did a search and rescue mission. They found this guy's car outside of the festival with his keys inside of the car. They found his body about 150 feet away from a trail in the woods, and we have no details on what happened to him or the baby. They are doing autopsies on the baby, so if we get more information on that, I'll make another video and keep you guys updated, but this is just insane.
Now, this might be one of the wildest Cold War spy gadgets I've ever seen, because when people think of the CIA, they think sunglasses, secret files, fake passports, maybe a hidden camera and a pen. But nah, during the Cold War, the CIA said, but what if our agent gets captured, locked up, searched, and needs to escape? And somebody in that meeting had an idea so crazy, I bet the whole room got quiet. So they created this body hidden escape kit. And yes, the official museum name is exactly what you think it is, a rectal toolkit. Hey, don't look at me like that. I'm just reading the receipts. This thing was a sealed pill-shaped container issued to CIA operatives in the 1960s. And inside were tiny escape tools, drill bits, saws, knives, basically a whole Home Depot aisle for the most uncomfortable emergency of your life. And the point wasn't comfort, the point was survival. Because if an operative got captured during the Cold War, a regular search might find a lockpick in your shoe, a blade in your coat, a hidden tool in your belt. And see, they knew back then the enemy wasn't going to be searching all the way up in there. And that's where Cold War problem solving gets a little disturbing, because this wasn't made as a joke. This was made because espionage back then could mean prison, interrogation, or never even coming home again. So the container had to be sealed tight, nothing leaking in, nothing poking out, no sharp edges. Basically, the CIA had engineers sitting there like, we gotta make sure the spy can escape and also make sure our spy can survive the storage process. Now that's a meeting I never want to be invited to. But this is what makes history so crazy, because we get sold the Hollywood version of spies. The tuxedo, the smooth one-liners, the fancy car. But espionage, sometimes it was dirty, dangerous, awkward, and one bad mission away from a nightmare. And this little toolkit sitting in the International Spy Museum is proof that Cold War intelligence agencies weren't just thinking outside the box. They were thinking outside every boundary of human comfort. So next time somebody says the CIA had tools for everything, just know they really meant everything. Look, make sure to follow me for more shit that you probably didn't know.
It is now official. If you live in the United States of America, then you need to heed this warning immediately. And why do I say that? Because the NOAA has officially issued an extreme heat warning for the U.S. as a large heat dome builds across the central and eastern U.S. through the July 4th holiday. It basically means that the entire United States of America will have temperatures that average well above 100 degrees in almost every single state.
That's nasty.
Look at the jet stream and how it's forming the heat dome basically around the entire United States. Take a look at the real field temperatures as well, what the heat index is going to make it feel across the U.S. all the way through the July 4th holiday weekend. And forecasters are predicting a double heat dome across the U.S., with one setting up on the West Coast and the other setting up on the East Coast. Both high-pressure systems will trap the heat and humidity in the same place. And basically, this puts over 200 million people in the bullseye for this extreme heat. And this is a warning that everyone should heed right here from the National Weather Service. They warn that increased risk of heat-related illness, and they urge you to prepare now by staying hydrated and limiting your outdoor activity. And as predicted by many, this can and will be a very dangerous situation for many people.
This is reminding me, going back, I think it was to like the early 2000s, 2003 or something like that. We had a really hot summer, and I was at work at the time, working at my buddy's dad's gas station, and I was ringing a customer through, and all of a sudden I hear a click and the power goes out. And my boss is like, oh, don't worry, it'll be back on in a few minutes. And it didn't come back on for days. And apparently they said from everybody running their air conditioners, it kind of overloaded the power grid and just blew everything. And it took them, well, where I lived, it was like 3 days, but I heard some parts, I think, were like 4 or 5 days that they didn't have any power at all whatsoever. It was pretty bad. Like, people were going nuts. Like, we sold out of propane at the gas station really fast because everybody was barbecuing. And it was kind of almost like it reminds me of almost like the toilet paper thing of like 2020 there or whatever. But yeah, man, like, just be careful in case things escalate and there's power outages and whatnot. And also with the heat.
So plan ahead and heed this warning. And this is in effect from June 30th all the way through July 4th, with temperatures all across the United States reaching well above 100 degrees. In most cases, the temperature is only going to go down to 80 at night, which gives it a nice launching pad to get up well over 100 during the day. And just to add a couple of footnotes to this extreme heat warning, don't forget to check in on the elderly and those that can't get around like we can. And also, if you're taking your dogs out for a walk, don't make it a long walk. Bring water and make sure they get back into a cool area quickly. And if you have outdoor cats, try to get a hold of them now and bring their little butts in as well, too.
Help wild animals, random people that need it, help everybody that needs it.
And one more note that I think needs to be said, because there's so many stories about this. Do not leave children unattended in a hot car. Please.
Or animals.
Common sense for all. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Something unusual going on in London, y'all. I'm about to show y'all not only what is that. Hold on. That's not the sun, y'all. What is that? Something weird is going on throughout the whole of Europe, y'all. I'm about to show y'all, but what is this thing? But there is a massive heat wave currently taking storm throughout the whole Europe right now, y'all. This is what people looking like in their hotel rooms. And it's so hot out there, nobody is shopping because they turned this IKEA in Paris into a lounge. Nobody's moving. Look at this, bro. Not only are the people in Europe not made for the heat, but the streets aren't either. Look, the junk is melting. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Y'all want to see what the stores look like? Check this out, bro.
The heat. The UK has just shut down when it gets too hot. I'm going to take you into a UK grocery store. Right now it's like 28 Celsius, which is like 84 degrees Fahrenheit, I think. Look at this. Nothing. All these empty shelves is a result of it being too hot in the UK. This is the reality of it. Right here. The fridges don't work. Look.
Empty.
Absolute.
Y'all, how bad does it have to get for this? 4 cubes of ice for $5?
Wow.
$5 for 4 cubes of ice? What happened to the bags of ice? Where are the bags of ice? What?
I think a lot of people are understanding that these heat waves that we are seeing, these hot summers that we are seeing, are not really heat waves. They are not really hot summers, and that we may be experiencing Earth's new baseline. Unfortunately, on the East Coast this week, we're
Or weather manipulation, in my opinion.
going to have another heat wave. And, well, that's exactly what it presents itself as. I'm in Maine right now, where I live, and it's going to be 104 degrees.
Just like that song says, heaven is a place on earth, hell is also a place on earth. And the Romans knew that. This place was called Helios at one point in time. Helios is hell. That's why there's a saying, oh, bro, it's hot as hell. Because it's literally going to get hotter, y'all. So many people are saying that they're having visions of this, and now it's literally becoming a reality. But like I said, I don't know if this had anything to do with the heat wave in Europe, but look at that, y'all. That's weird, bro. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think that is, man. The shift is here. Let's continue to get it, y'all. Peace.
That's why when I said that, nobody came out and went, that's not true. I'm on God's side. Like, none of them. The conversation was to show that there are spiritual things going on in the world, and that there are things that are bigger than just coincidence, and that a ritual is something that you do over and over and over again a certain way.
Can't think, can't sleep, can't breathe. Everything getting harder to find. Everybody jumping out of their mind. Everybody going out of their skin. See, we get to the end, but that's where we begin. You feel it? Mannequins and we breaking the mold. Breaking out and we breaking the codes. Similar to the Jack who stole to the depths in your wet, so you take explode, so get it out. Send your body to flight. Everybody got a target tonight. Everybody come along for the ride. All you studs and your duds and your ladies is fly. Grip the moment like you're gripping the earth. Feel a weight and you're feeling the girth. Now you get it, now you're feeling your worth. Friend, the sound you used to make when everything used to hurt. It goes. No time to rest. Just do your best. What you hear is not a test. We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you go.
A lot of people think that demons are fallen angels. They're not. Demons are the disembodied spirits of formerly living Nephilim or angel-human hybrids. They were never meant to exist in the first place. They're an abomination. They are the union of spirit and flesh. So since God never intended for them to exist in the first place, when you kill the body of one of those things, the spirit goes out and becomes a wandering evil spirit that we call demons. I believe that's in 1 Enoch chapter 15, if I remember the address right. It tells you point blank that's what demons are.
One line I'd push back on, he says God never intended them, but nothing exists that God didn't permit. Not the hybrids, not the demons, not the test you're in right now. Islam and Christianity agree completely. Not a sparrow falls, not a leaf drops without his permission. The dark isn't a loophole in God's plan, it runs inside it, on a leash.
And since they used to have a body, they desire to have a body again. So that's why they possessed bodies. That's why when Yeshua came up on the maniac that had the legion in him, and they said, well, if you're going to cast us out, put us in the pigs, which also helps to explain why, 8-year-old girl could become possessed by a demon and throw like 3, 6 foot, 200-pound men off of her like it's nothing. Well, she might have the spirit inside of her of a 18-foot giant.
If you don't know what this word stands for, or why it caused this to happen, or what this emblem on both Jay-Z and Ellen DeGeneres' hoodies stand for, well, no worries, because I'm going to explain it to you in under 3 minutes. But beware, this is going to get very disturbing very quick. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Heads up, because I like my account and want to keep it, I'm not going to specifically say this word. So, what is this? It is the purported file name of a SNUFF film found on the laptop of Anthony Weiner in a folder named Life Insurance. And if you don't remember who Anthony Weiner was, he was a member of the U.S. House of Representatives. He was also married to this person, Huma Abedin, who happens to be one of Hillary Clinton's most trusted aides for 25 plus years. So it was said to make even the most hardened NYC police veterans cry. All of this started when Anthony Weiner got in trouble for a scandal. And because of that, the NYPD took his laptop. And once they took his laptop, they went through it and they found a file. And 12 police officers supposedly watched the video or the file. And out of those 12 police officers, 9 of them have unalived themselves. Now, the video allegedly shows Weiner's wife, Huma Abedin, and Hillary Clinton performing SAR on a young child. If that sounds crazy, listen to this next video of someone who allegedly watched this video.
In that folder, and video depicts a woman who is the same height, build, haircut, facial features, and attire as Hillary Clinton. And there is a second woman who fits the same description to Huma Abedin, which was Anthony Weiner's wife.
So these two ladies, or monsters, honestly, did something horrible to a child. So once again, I like my account not being banned, so we're just going to read this together. So now I hope it makes a little bit more sense what this on both their hoodies is representing. And if you see here on the arm of Ellen's hoodie, it has the words just, like someone's screaming. The noise that a child might make when they're in fear of their life. And then that might make you wonder, why does Ellen DeGeneres' set look so similar to a temple on a specific island I won't mention the name of? And maybe it explains why Ellen DeGeneres referred to Diddy as Cuddle McSnugglestuff. But remember, you don't need to know why. Just know it's all connected. And at the very top is the great dragon himself. And I want you to know that this was not a one-time thing. This is happening right now to children right now.
So as I've stated before, I have seen that video, not the entire thing, as I did not want to watch it, but it was back when that I first heard about it years ago. And I didn't know what it involved. All I heard was there was some crazy video on the internet going around called that. So I tracked it down and I put it on. It was very dark and grainy. But I started skipping through it just to see like what all the fuss was about. And then it got to a part where I could clearly see and hear that it was Hillary, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. And I skipped ahead a little bit more and I saw a part where there was a girl on a table and Hillary took a sharp object, put it in here, and I got to about here.
I talked to a demon once, and this is what he said. This is going to be a very unusual story, and you might not even believe what I'm saying, but God is my witness that this actually happened. I was at a church, and after I was done preaching, there was an old man that came up to me, and he said, "Hey, can you please come to my house? My oldest son is demon possessed. We don't know what to do. Can you come pray for him?" And when I came there, there was this man on a couch. He was laying on the couch and he was twisting and turning and growling and making weird noises. We start praying for him. We start declaring the name of Jesus, and the demon starts speaking. He's like, don't say that name. Don't say that name. And he's mad. He's angry. He's twisting. He's turning. And we're praying. We're trying to cast this thing out. We're saying, in the name of Jesus, leave right now. But he just wouldn't. And then this demon keeps speaking to us. Stop saying Jesus. I'm not making this up. I promise you. God is my witness. And then I got an idea. I'm like, okay, let me ask why the demon is in him. I'm like asking him, I'm like, speak to me right now in the name of Jesus and tell me, how did you get in? How did you enter this man? And this demon, he speaks and he's like, unforgiveness. And I'm like, okay, stop. So we calmed him down and we tried to get to the guy. We started talking to the guy because, you know, when you're demon possessed, you have like two different personalities. It's you talking and then you switch out to the demon talking through you. It's weird. So the guy starts speaking. I'm like, do you have unforgiveness in your heart? And he's like, I hate my wife. His wife left him recently and he had bitterness towards her. And I hate my father. I hate my dad. And his dad is standing right next to me. He's crying. He's like, yeah, we have some bad history. He's like, I hate them with all my heart. I want to just kill them. I want to do this crazy stuff to them. And I'm like, man, you need to let go. You see, unforgiveness is going to open a door to demons. Unforgiveness is like, it's like putting a jar of honey on an anthill and opening the lid. That's what happens when your heart carries unforgiveness. It becomes this breeding ground for bacteria in the spiritual world, demons. You literally open the door to your heart for demons to come in and feast and destroy your life and just ruin everything for you. I'm telling you, it's that serious. If you have unforgiveness in your heart, if you're holding something against somebody, let go. Close those doors. Ask Jesus to help you forgive them. I promise you, you're making it worse for yourself. Let go and allow God to heal your heart. Demons are real. Don't give them space into your home, into your heart.
What does the American invasion of Iraq have to do with the stargates they have? This document contains the most prominent events, figures, and places in the world and their connection to conspiracy theories from the beginning of history up to the Trump era. Each color on the map has a meaning, which is written down here below. Anyway, after I finished with the map and zoomed in like this, I found the Iraq invasion here under fake news. All this orange color represents fake news. The shocking thing here is that we all know America invaded Iraq because they supposedly had weapons of mass destruction and posed a threat and all that. So that means the main reason America invaded Iraq wasn't actually weapons of mass destruction. What's strange is that I found an arrow coming out from here pointing. I'll mark it for you in red. Where is it pointing to? To the stargates. Oh wow! What does America's invasion of Iraq have to do with stargates? I discovered some crazy things. My dear, it's unbelievable. The story started when a German expedition discovered an ancient city in Iraq, the same descriptions as the ancient city of Uruk. And right next to it, they found an ancient tomb whose descriptions match exactly those of Gilgamesh's tomb as mentioned in the Epic of Gilgamesh. And this city was originally ruled by King Gilgamesh. The important thing is that it was said about Gilgamesh that at the end of his journey, he attained all knowledge and knew everything about everything. And naturally, a king like that who knew everything about everything would have secrets buried with him in his tomb. Is that clear? The important thing is that after this discovery, word reached George Bush that Saddam Hussein had found the location of the Stargate and had gathered all the necessary information about the Anunnaki beings. And it is said that Saddam Hussein decided to reveal this information to the public. Would America just stand by and do nothing? No. George Bush comes out and says, we are going to invade Iraq because they have weapons of mass destruction and pose a threat to the region. But what's strange isn't that they invaded Iraq. What's strange is that right after the invasion, they surrounded the site of the archaeological discovery, removed all the explorers and journalists, and imposed a strict blockade on the area. At that time, one of the witnesses said that
for thousands of missing Venezuelan children, the earthquake is not over. The most dangerous part is just now beginning. The exact same trafficking operation that they did in Haiti to send kids to Epstein Island is being done right now in Venezuela. The app being used to traffic these children is called Vented. Here's one of the posts. It says, rescued Venezuelan plushie from the earthquake, 3,800 euros. After the earthquake, posts like these are all over the websites. 3 years old. Use DM for measurements. Like I said before, the same trafficking operation that the Clinton Foundation did in Haiti, they're now trying to do in Venezuela.
According to UNICEF, 3.9 million children live in the areas the earthquake hit. In the chaos, thousands have already been separated from their families, and these separated kids are at risk of being taken and exploited unless they are found and reunited with family members fast. I've already been getting videos in the dead of night about this because there is a known trafficking ring in Venezuela.
Hermanos, si usted tiene familiares que tenían niños allá en La Guaira, lo más recomendable es que yo les digo ahorita, vayan para allá porque si sus familiares y sus hijos quedaron a la intemperie, hermano, Mr. Pizza, yo no puedo hablar mucho de esto porque esto es algo de la él a nivel mundial. Puedan a uno por hablar de estas cosas, pero aquí en Venezuela está operando eso y tienen que cuidar los peluches porque Mr. Pizza se lo puede. Entonces están robándose los peluches para venderlos, hermano. Así que pendiente y vista.
Nicole Kidman was sitting down to the front.
Are you method, Nicole Kidman?
Yes, I am. I can do an autopsy.
Oh my God. Wow, that's amazing.
I can.
No.
I can. Yes, if I needed to, I could do the autopsy. I can remove all the organs. I can name them all.
So confident.
You actually asked me. They said, would you be willing to do one on the show?
What are you talking about? I would never in your life ask
Oh, they
you
did. They asked.
to do an
I said,
autopsy on the show?
Yes.
No.
Unless I misunderstood.
Yes,
Maybe it was on a dummy or something. But either way, I don't think that would have been a very...
I have the name, by the way. I have the name. A dummy. Just call me Jimmy.
But I can remove the lungs and the liver and the gallbladder and the
How do you
intestines.
get to learn all this?
Because it's part of the job.
The Great Hall at Sydney University is where I witnessed the most heinous human sacrifice of all time, and the most difficult one to process and talk about in therapy. And that is the flaying of a boy who was about 5, little blonde boy, Anthony Kidman, and 4 other men were dressed in multicoloured robes according to the pentagram sort of symbol that I suppose captured the inner Sydney diocese that Kidman led, his coven, and so there were multicoloured robes that I've drawn. I was quite young. I tried to stop the ritual as soon as I realised what was going on and what they were about to do to this child. They crucified him and flayed his skin and pinned it back, and then they strung him up over. Once they'd done it, they did it to him alive. Once they'd finished that, they strung him up over the stage of the Great Hall. Nicole Kidman was sitting down to the front to look at, to the left as you look at the stage. I was sitting more to the back right, and I ran up and tried to stop them, and Bruce Spence put his big boot on put his foot on my neck to stop.
These are all just movie scenes for my good old pal, Al G. Rhythm.
Me. And he just laughed at me, and everyone laughed at me, screaming and carrying on.
Them flat cameras I warned you about, check this out. This guy's in his driveway, revving his engine on his motorcycle. It backfires a couple times. Not even a minute and 37 seconds later, the cop shows up saying that the flat cameras had triangulated his position, led him straight to him, saying he was firing a subautomatic machine gun. This shit's crazy.
One minute, 37 seconds later.
So we have, how it works is that we've got sensors all in the area. So what it did, so it pinpointed, it used triangulation, right? So it heard it, and literally you're standing right there. And so it put it in the wood line. know.
was thinking from my mind, try to put me down, but I climbed. I'm beginning to keep trying, so but I cry. We the ones upside.
So it was. So it goes to a computer in the sky, and then they flag. They're supposed to alert us within 60 seconds of receiving it.
Yeah.
They get it, and then it's like this one. It flagged it as a rifle, high capacity, full auto.
Damn.
That's pretty specific. I'm pretty certain that's not AI. I've seen people's eyes do that in real life before. He looks like he just went through something too.
This is something you won't see on the news. You've seen the footage coming out of South Africa right now. We have literally got thousands of people going street to street chasing illegal migrants out of parts of their town and telling them to leave.
People have had enough.
Protests were just in Europe. Like, we are seeing the exact same issue around the entire world. Canada, China, Britain, obviously all around Europe, now South Africa. Everyone has an illegal immigration problem. Like, this isn't just one town, it's not just one country, this is the whole world right now dealing with the same illegal immigration issues and pressures and all the same frustrations. To me, it seems like we're watching a world stage. Let's face it, you know, history has always shown us time and time again that order always comes out of chaos. You know, out of fear comes more restrictions. Out of confusion comes new systems. I'm just telling you now, beautiful people, if we're not careful, all of this division and chaos and destruction could be used to sell us a brand new world that none of us ever asked for. So yeah, massive scenes coming out of South Africa right now, and it's all to do with protests against illegal migration. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and obviously, as always, I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
What the flock is going on in Arizona? And why do I say that? Because a man walking in the desert in Arizona came across a fake cactus. You heard what I said, a fake cactus. And upon taking a closer look, you'll be shocked to see what he found. Have a look at this video for yourself. Listen.
Sometimes it's hard to tell if this is a real cactus or not, but it's definitely fake.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Unbelievable. Have a look at it for yourself. What do you see inside that cactus? Cameras. This is all happening in Paradise Valley, Arizona. And the claim is that they're allegedly hiding flock cameras inside of fake cactuses to read license plates. And the name? Cacti Cameras. Have one more look at the video to see if you noticed the cameras the first time.
Sometimes
have a look
it's
for
hard to
yourself.
tell if this
Would
is a
you
real
have
cactus
noticed
or not,
this
but
like he did?
It's definitely fake. Look at that.
So I guess my question to you is Arizona now officially a surveillance state? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
All right, people, I'm going to wrap this one up. If you made it to the end, thanks. I appreciate you very much, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Peace.